Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name's Rachel and this is Stitched Up, and welcome to a gift to November, day 16. So I'm here today to talk to you all about my plans for this wonderful challenge that is run by the lovely Alison, who is so like Dotty, and Adam from Adam Sews. And this is the third year, I think it's the third year. I could be completely wrong, but I definitely took part in it last year and I'm really excited to take part in it this year. I normally am quite selective now about which sewing challenges I take part in, and that's just because I am so limited on time. What with working and running a home and obviously my work with the Northern Soul Sisters as well, it just means that I don't get a lot of time these days. So I have to be really selective to make sure that I don't get overwhelmed with lots of challenges and then lose track of sewing for myself. So anyway, I love this challenge. I think it's amazing. It's just so good to focus you on looking at those gorgeous handmade gifts that we can make for our loved ones at this time of year, and I'm thrilled to be taking part in it again this year. So let's get straight into it. I'm not going to go into details too much about the challenge because I'm sure you've heard all about it by now if you've been following the other vloggers that have been taking part in this challenge throughout November. But there are some amazing prizes up for grabs this year, so I will link to Adam and Alison's channels down below so that you can go and check them out. So we'll get started. Right, I haven't got too many plans for this challenge on my list this year because I tend to just go mad, don't I, and have all the things and run out of time. So I've tried to keep it a bit contained this year, so, shall we say. But for those of you that follow me on my channel normally, you will know that this year I became a grandmother for the first time, and I've got a gorgeous new granddaughter, Layla, who is coming up to 8 months old now. So she's going to be 9 months old come Christmas, and of course she has to be featured in my handmaids for Christmas this year, as she probably will every year moving forward as well. So I have seen an amazing dress that I want to make for her, and I want it to be her Christmas dress that she can wear, not necessarily Christmas Day, because obviously I'm not her mother, and her mother, my daughter Bronte, can decide what she wants to dress Layla in. But I think this would just make the most amazing Christmas dress or special occasion dress, and I'm going to have a go at it. So it's a pattern by Little Lizard King, and it's called the Lienz Dress, and essentially this is a pattern for sizes newborn up to 4 years. It's designed for woven fabrics and special occasion fabrics. It has a V-shaped back bodice, a button and loop back bodice closure, an optional sash, and you can make this pattern either sleeveless with cap sleeves or short and long sleeved. It has an asymmetrical top skirt, which is what really sold it to me because I just think it's beautiful. And it also has an optional tulle underlay skirt as well. I have never worked with tulle before, so this is going to be a first for me because I definitely want to make this the all-out party dress for my granddaughter. I think it's just beautiful. And it has a sew-along as well, a video sew-along, which is awesome. And the fabric that I have for this dress is one that I picked up from my local boys, and I picked this up about a month ago with the intention of using this as the main feature fabric to make this dress for Layla because I think it's beautiful and so Christmassy, and will go amazingly well with her gorgeous red hair. So this is it here. It is a tartan cotton and it's got gold glittery stars in. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I have 1.5 meters of this, and the plan I think is that I am going to use this as the main top dress for the bodice and the overlay, and then the underlay I'll just use a plain red cotton, and then I'm going to use red tulle I think underneath as well to just give it the poofiness that little girls love, and I just think this will look gorgeous. You don't need 1.5 meters of fabric to make the top part of this dress, but because it's a tartan check, I felt that I probably needed to get a little bit more than I thought to enable me to pattern match, because I'm going to try and pattern match this as much as possible. I think it's really important with a pattern like this. So yeah, I'm really excited to make it. Now, as I say, I've had this fabric a month or so, but I haven't started it yet because Layla is very petite for her age, and I just wanted to wait till we got nearer the event before I looked at measuring her to make a decision on what size we need to go for. So yeah, the time is getting closer now, so I'm hoping to get this done later this month. Layla is coming to us for a few days at the end of this month, so I'm going to measure her at that point and then base the size of the pattern that I choose for her on those measurements. So fingers crossed, this is going to make the most awesome dress. I haven't got the tulle yet either, and I think I'm going to have a ride to Walton's probably next week when I'm off work and see if they've got some red tulle, and hopefully get enough, because I understand to make it really poofy you have to have meters and meters of this stuff. So I'm going to get some tulle next week, I think, and yeah, then I should be good to go. So that's plan number one for Layla. Now, the next thing I want to make for Layla is, when I was sorting out my old sewing room upstairs a few weeks ago, I found a pillow. Well, it's a cushion actually, not a pillow. Just a little square cushion all on its own, with very sad and lonely, with no cover over it. And what I thought would be nice would be to make a cushion cover for this. Now, I know that's not very exciting, but you know, this is just languishing with no cover on it. So I thought it would be nice to do a cushion cover and maybe do some applique. Now, I'm fully aware that obviously she's still a baby and she's in a cot, and this will not be in the cot with her at her age, because obviously that would be dangerous. So I totally appreciate that. But I think, you know, we know that this bedroom is now going to be Layla's bedroom when she comes to stay, as well as storing the rest of my fabric stash. And I think just to make it a little bit more hers, it would be really nice to have a little cushion cover that is a little bit more personal for her. So I've been looking at some designs, and I'm going to go with something very simple, just probably either a stripe or a plain cushion cover with an applique, I don't know, an applique elephant, or I might do a rainbow. I want to put a name on it as well. And I've been looking in my stash at fabrics that I can use for the applique. And I have this, which is a massive, massive box of fat quarters. This isn't the only fat quarter stash I've got, but they're very neatly stacked in here. Look, I've got loads, and I've got a drawer back there somewhere that's full of fat quarters as well. So I've got lots to choose from, but there's all sorts in here. You know, we've got pinks, we've got blues, we've got teals. I think there's some, what have we got here? Oh, is that Moana? Or no, it's Disney Princess. Look, we've got all sorts of stuff in here. And if you're like me, you sort of collect these fat quarters, don't you, when they're given free at magazines, or, you know, with the So Hayley Jane boxes, etc. Although I know she's not doing them anymore. And they end up just being stashed away, not really knowing what to do with them. And I think this time of year, it's always really, it gives you a good opportunity to sort of get the fat quarters out and have a little go. And I think it would be really good to use those to applique onto this cushion cover. So I'm going to have a go at that. I'm probably going to just make up my own design and play about with it and see what we come up with. But I think it would be nice to applique her name on it, or at least a letter L, a big L, maybe a sunshine or something. And then, yeah, that's going to be nice to go in her room for when she comes to stay and make it a little bit more her own, if that makes sense. So that is plan number 2. Moving on to plan number 3, and my daughter saw this pattern a few months ago and pointed it out to me and said, Mum, will you make this for Layla for Christmas? So I bought the pattern, and it is this, Simplicity 9440, and it is a soft toy pattern, and you've got lots of options here. Basically, it gives you the pattern to make the doll, and then you can make all the garments to dress the doll in however you like. So I think I'm going to make this one because I really like this doll that she can sort of take to bed with her, basically, with a little night, you know, eye mask thing. I think that's really cute. The good thing about these dolls is they are completely soft, so there's no sort of hard, the eyes are made out of felt, so all the little accessories to sort of give the facial features are all made out of felt. So it's going to be safe from that aspect, because I'm really conscious of a young baby having a doll with eyes in that I've put together that they might come off and she might choke on. So these are all just felt. So I think it's probably going to be really safe for her to play with. But again, I'll probably not advise Bronte not to make sure that she doesn't go in her cot with her at her age until she gets a little bit older anyway. So I haven't actually chosen any fabrics yet for this, because I need to get some sort of flesh coloured fabric to make the doll out of. And then again, I'm just going to use fat quarters to make the garments to dress it in. And then the hair is just made with chunky wool, so I'm sure I've got some of that in my stash that I can root about in to find to make a little dolly for her. And again, I might just put, I don't know, I might put a little patch on a dress or something. I've got some little sew-on patches that I've bought over the months that have been stashed away, and I think that would look quite nice too. So I'm looking forward to making this. I have never made a soft toy like this before. I have made Luna Lapan. I made that for Layla for Easter, and I really enjoyed it, although it was incredibly fiddly. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy making this for her as well for her first Christmas. I think that will be really sweet. So they're the main things that I've chosen to make for Layla, and I have not forgotten my gorgeous husband, Martin, who looks after me so well, bless him. And usually each year I make him a new shirt for Christmas, and I didn't last year, and so I need to rectify that this year. So this year I am going to make my Old Faithful, which is McCalls 6044. I think I'll put a picture of that in here. Lots of people have made this pattern. It's a great men's shirt pattern. The only thing is it doesn't have a yoke on the back, and I do think I would like to put a yoke on the back, because I like that look. So I think I might do that. Anyway, the fabric that I've chosen this year is one that actually I bought for him a few years ago now. I think I got it from the Birmingham rag market with the intention of making a shirt for him, and it's just been stashed away. But because I've been tidying my stash, I've found the fabric again. So anyway, this is it here, and it's this beautiful sort of blue floral, very Liberty-esque fabric. Now I'm pretty sure they sold this to me as Liberty, but I don't think it is a Liberty print, but it's very like Liberty. It's definitely not a tanner lawn. It's not soft enough. So but anyway, it's lovely. I really like it. It's on a black base, as I say, cotton lawn, so fairly lightweight. I've made this pattern loads of times for him, and it fits him really well. I've got the fit just right now, although he has put on a bit of weight, so I might have to alter it a little bit, but we'll see. I'll get him to try on some of his older versions first and see if they fit, and if not, I can just adjust it a little bit. But anyway, I think it's gorgeous. I think I've got about 3 meters here, but I won't have to pattern match it, which is amazing. So yeah, I'm going to make that for him, and then he's got a new shirt for Christmas too. So that's it. That is my plans. As I say, I'm not going overboard this year because time will just run away with me otherwise, and I won't get things done. And I really want to focus on the things that I really want to get done and that I've had in the back of my mind for some time. And this sewing challenge gives me the perfect opportunity to do that. So let me know down in the comments below if you can give me any tips regarding applique. As I say, I've done a little bit before, but not in a gift to give somebody else, if that makes sense. And also, if you've made that Simplicity doll pattern before as well, I'd be really interested to hear. Or if you have made any other doll patterns, if you can give me some tips on that, that would be really useful. So I hope you've enjoyed watching my plans for this challenge today, and I will be back with you really soon. Take care. Bye.